It's the NFL on EA Sports. All eyes are on Mike Evans. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Bucs and the Falcons, and it comes your way next.
First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, CD, you look at the Bucs in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, and not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
Beckham, the man tasked with getting this one started. And we are underway from Atlanta. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they'll be led out by Marcus Mariota, former second overall pick back in 2015, now in his 8th season in the league.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
To throw quickly, here's Mariota. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Mariota. And that's caught. It's Bryan Edwards. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run with Patterson. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Give him 2 on the play there. And the Falcons are going to get a first. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the Falcons getting the road victory in that one. So they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Atlanta. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And complete to Drake London. 7 yards there and a first down. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Got Edwards now on the slant. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Shaquille Barrett there pushing upfield to make the stop.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Mariota. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is third down. To throw, Mariota. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to fourth down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
On fourth down, Mariota is off, and on comes Atlanta's Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to, when you want to on offense, and in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on, but this opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave them 3 points.
First try on offense for the Bucs and their veteran quarterback, Tom Brady.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now, but how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian, you open mic night at the improv, and you...
Throwing is Brady on third down. And that is incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter. But that time, they were up to the challenge.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mariota, and his throw is going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Mariota. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And you can see, as many of you already know, they have clinched the NFC South. But as it stands, Charles, they would still need to host a game on Wild Card Weekend.
And that's a good thing for them, because coming out of your division, getting to the playoffs with an opportunity to host to start the playoffs, That's a pretty good way to get things going. Whoever came out of this division, we knew that they were going to be playoff ready, and this team certainly is.
For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
It's caught by Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Bucs have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 25-yard line. Now Mariota. Caught by London. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them the first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. First and 10, it's Patterson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Mariota. And that will be incomplete. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 18. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back now comes Tampa Bay. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's got some space here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The Bucs had 11-5 on the year. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Inside handoff now to Fournette. Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 28. 52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback when there's extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit into football.
Succop's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Succop now set to kick it off following the made field goal. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their 25-yard line. Now Patterson to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Mariota's throw into the hands of Pitts here. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Got his man, it's London. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a halt with a penalty marker down on the play.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, That's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 20. Mariota to throw it. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage. Mariota. Throw left side. There's London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's got this down to the 35. 14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper. Our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. possession. The Falcons with the... Mariota on first down. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Mariota. Flush to his right. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 4th down. And we'll see Younghoe Koo now for the Falcons. Made his first. This now from 42 yards out. Koo knocks this one through the post. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Leonard Fournette and the rest of the Bucs offense set to take over once more. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 24, Brady. He completes it to Evans. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Up the gut, Fournette. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
What's the deal, y'all? Wait, that...
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From midfield, here's Brady. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Well, the jet sweep, this is Godwin. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jared Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point try now for Succop. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it's Jared Cook who finishes it off with a touchdown.
Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So it's all down to this, Week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night.
A first down throw for Mariota.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
So nothing doing there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. To throw is Mariota.
This pass is caught by London.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
First down, Mariota.
Throws right back to London, complete again. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Edwards.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. To the air again, Mariota. Over the middle, caught by London. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
If you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Only needing 2 yards on second down. Mariota now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Mariota. And the incompletion there, so that breaks a string of 5 straight hookups. It also leads to a 4th down.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that'll make this an 8-point game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs, as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead is up to 15 now. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Bryan Edwards in this offense, helmets on and ready to go again.
He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter.
Antoine Winfield up from the secondary with a tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 30 on second down, Mariota. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Mariota.
Got a man, it's London.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Mariota. Got Edwards now in the slant. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat. Brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
They begin with a run by Fournette.
86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Brady now to throw. It's complete to Cook. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. A handoff to Fournette.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
Well, what a first half he's had running the football. Another terrific run there, and this one finds the end zone.
Well, we know he's a guy who's capable of coming up with big plays in the running game, and his offensive line knows it as well. That keeps them motivated, looking for those extra blocks to give him room to run downfield.
Succop for the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. We'll get another look at Drake London as this offense returns to the field.
And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Working out of the gun, Mariota. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Mariota's throw taken in by Edwards. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll throw again. Mariota. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and the deficit will hold at 22.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Brady.
This to the former Falcon, Russell Gage. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin with a good one in the NFC South. Carolina paying a visit to New Orleans. And it's the Panthers who are out in front. Christian McCaffrey with a couple of touchdowns there. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Damian Harris, 2 touchdown runs on the afternoon. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And a big part of their success on the scoreboard is their success in the running game. Over 100 yards as a team in those first 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. We're just about set to get back to it. Both teams making their final adjustments, and we'll head back to Atlanta and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. The gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
To throw again on second down. Mariota.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And this will be a Falcons first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Mariota on first down. Dancing to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
This is intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, if they score here, this one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
146 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, And one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Fournette running out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Wait, that.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tom Brady, a 4-yard touchdown scamper.
And the Bucs have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, the only rushing touchdowns I would expect are on quarterback sneaks. But here, he found all of his guys covered, and he said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team to see the veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Time to get another look at Drake London and the Falcons offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
At their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mariota to throw it.
got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Shaquille Barrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
If we don't make a play, we're not going to win.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and that will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And complete right side to Cook. So the completion good for just 3. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
And they go play action. Here's Trask.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return.
And it will be Falcon football. First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 19-yard line. To throw Mariota. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches.
Third down, here's Patterson.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line.
They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it. Touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Trask.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. To throw is Mariota. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession of the football. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The Buccaneers offense ready to rock and roll again.
They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett. On 2nd and 12, Trask. Here's Johnson with a reception. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd down, Trask. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Succop's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm. backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Suckup now set to kick it off following the made field goal.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
So out come the Falcons now.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Suckup for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Falcons offense set to go. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Mariota now. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. By the way, they're into the second half now in Philadelphia on the NFL scoreboard. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. That one inside draw. This is their fullback. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
I heard all the stories. I watched some of the tape of the old school guys, the throwback guys who were the punishing runners and knocked people aside to pick up yardage. I'm so glad I was sitting here today and got to see it with my own eyes.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
We're calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on third down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now. this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The give to the fullback on the dive. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. On the give, this is their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
Suckup now, set to kick it off following the made field goal.
Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Falcons ready to take over. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
At their own 26. From the gun, Mariota. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Let's go, baby.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Mariota. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra play.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Vita Vea picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Quick move by Miller. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
I get the thought process. Third and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win a lot of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Here's the fullback now. It's Keith Smith. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Second, here's Algier. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, Mariota. That's into the hands of Edwards. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Well, it's an old chestnut, but let's face it, offensively, they've got to have some pride here, because this has been a worst-case scenario all game for them. Keep putting in the effort. Keep trying to keep your quarterback upright and get through the end of this one as quickly as possible.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at the 43. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I
we share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you can hope for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you. and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle. They run with Mason, the fullback.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Suckup now for the Tampa Bay field goal.
This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Suckup's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta regains possession to football. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. He's going to air one out. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now Mariota. Steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing, Mariota. This one left side, caught by Patterson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Shaquille Barrett getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15.
And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Mariota. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. On and Tate, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Here's the fullback, Mason. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
2nd down and 3. They'll try and run with their fullback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. A shotgun give to Fournette. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. So now a carry here for their fullback. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the shotgun, it's Trask. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained with maybe more points.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Buccaneers, a win here in Week 18 means they'll finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead.
Meanwhile, for the Falcons,
they will indeed limp to the finish line, unfortunately, as they close out a 6-11 campaign.
and this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger all around.